Get started for free on IBM Cloud. With an IBM Cloud Lite account, you can access a catalog of more than 40 always free services with no credit card required. Your account never expires, and there are no time limits, so you can experiment with some of our most popular offerings for as long as you'd like. Explore our free tier and create your account today at ibm.biz/cloudfree.
Thank you again for joining me. I just wanted to make a new podcast. This one will be on how this beast system is censoring us all. And it is. Every time that you go on these YouTube, you go on any of these online platforms that's made up by the beast system, it is censoring all Christians, anybody that's speaking out against this beast system is being silenced. You have so many videos that have over 3.4 million views. You have videos with over 12 million views, but you only have 22,000 comments. The numbers just don't add up. It's just like in the election this last year. You know, you had 80 million people, you had this, you had that, and we're being told that we lost this election. Everything is being censored. Everything is being cut off. We're being cut off at every pass. They're trying to tell us what they want us to hear. They're not giving us any voice. All Christians are being silenced. Anybody speaking against what the narrative is that this beast system wants. The beast system is a liar. It is a thief. It is everything that the Lord Jesus said it was. And you know, we continue to allow it to happen. We continue to allow their narrative to be pushed. We don't have any way except through these podcasts and things of that nature. You know, you go on YouTube, try to put something down, they disband you, they take you off. It's just crazy though how our government sees all this, and they've done a lot more for a lot less. The government has, you know, back in the early 90s, if people can remember, they actually broke up Microsoft over just saying it was a monopoly. These companies today are so much of a monopoly, and they keep coming back to them to speak about them, being, censoring people, things of that nature. They know that it's being done. They know that it's happening. But because of all the money that's being pushed around into our government, all the payoffs, all the corruption, that this beast system is allowing all this to just escalate more and more and more. You know, they know what's going on at the border. Millions of people in this country and even billions around this world know what is going on in this country with the border. And guess what? Silence, silence, silence in our corner. I mean, yes, we do hear it every day, but it's only the little small things that we hear. The bigger things we're not hearing. You know, we're not hearing about how these people are, they're finding bodies. They're finding all kinds of things. It's probably 10 times worse than what they're actually saying it is. You know, they're saying that there's only 18,000 kids, but you know what? There's probably more than that, but guess what? People are dying. You know, people are not, their medical needs aren't being met. But you know what? We're not the medical. We shouldn't be giving medical to these people. They are illegals. And I'm sorry, if you're a parent and you take your kid and you toss them over a fence just because you think we're going to take care of them, that is crazy. That is ludicrous. And what are we supposed to do? I mean, we have to be a good Samaritan. We have to give these people a place to stay. I understand. But at the same time, what are we supposed to do after that? And they say that they're just going to take them to a parent. But you know what? We don't know where they're taking them. But this country is full of perversion. There is a billion people in this country and around, throughout this world that are perpetuating child pornography, child perversion. We don't know what happens to these children. They might be putting them in pedophile rings. They might be putting them in child prostitution rings. There is a lot of prevalent evil that not just this administration, but this beast system. I keep stressing to y'all, you're leaving in the beast system. They are allowing every perversion in the world. They're allowing every perverted person to have a voice now. But us Christians, us people that want a normal life, want our kids to grow up in a normal world, are being told we can't do that anymore, that we have to accept this craziness that's out there. They're telling us, we shouldn't have guns, even though there's people out here killing us, killing Christians, killing, walking into stores. These stores say, you can't have guns in the store. But what happens when somebody comes into the store to kill your kid, to kill you, to kill anybody? There's no way to protect. We have to wait for So we wait for somebody while everybody's getting shot to pieces? I mean, this whole entire beast system is only to kill, steal, and destroy. It's stealing our kids from us. It's stealing our lives from us. Our parents, our way of living, 20, 30 years ago is gone because, they say that we can't allow our 10 commandments on the steps of our judges, but we can allow such perversion on our TVs, on music videos, everything else. But we can't have a humble, nice 10 Commandments sitting up where people can actually read them and actually read something that's worth something. They want our kids not to know anything. They don't care if our kids ever go back to school, and they shouldn't go back to school because the schools are teaching them such perversion. I mean, what are we, I'm not a parent myself, but I know that there's many, many parents out there that are just in such a struggle right now with how they're supposed to teach their kids right when they're being taught such wrong, such hatefulness, such, like I say, perversion. And this beast system does not care anything about children. It kills children on the daily. It allows sexual perversion of all types throughout this whole world. It is allowing all kinds of things to take place, throughout not just the U.S., not just South America, not just Canada, but throughout this whole entire world right now. There is so much perversion, so many perverted people, so much, the rights of all these perverted people, lest we do anything for those that just want to be in a normal world with normal couples, with a normal life, where we're all just trying to work together to bring our kids up in a good, home with good, teachers that believe in a God, believe in morals, and doesn't want to just have such sexual perversion. I mean, that's really what it is. It's all pretty much just sexual perversion. It is a lot of murderers. They are a lot of serial killers out there right now that they're just letting go kill. They're not stopping all this crime that's going on. It's just they try to censor it. They say, 100 people die. Well, I want to tell you something. If they tell you it's 100 people die, then I'm going to tell you every day probably 1,000 people are dying a day in this country. The U.S. is, throughout the world, there's probably at least a couple of thousand dying every day, from what I'm talking about. People are getting tired of this. And then, you go on, you want to speak your voice about something on one of these channels, one of these social media things. They don't allow it. They allow, women to dress like whores on every Instagram pic. But, you can't have just a nice, sensible, picture, you have to be so perverted in your picture, and these women, these little girls are learning how to dress like whores, how to be like whores, and the whole world is just saying how great it is, how great it is. They're showing all the likes on all these, but then, these girls that are quiet, timid, and just want to, talk about or even take a picture of something, that isn't so sexually perverted, their picture isn't even shown on there because the beast wants your daughter to be a whore. This whole entire nation is filled with whores, and they're trying to just make all of our kids whores. They're trying to make all of our kids gay. They're trying to make all of our kids such a sexual perversion that once they're done with them, you don't even know what came out of you as a mother. You don't even know what was brought up as a father, because you're not allowed to whoop your kids no more. You're not allowed to teach them anything. You're not allowed to punish them if they don't mind you. They're told not to mind you now. They're told not to listen to you. But you know what? We've allowed all this to happen to us, and there's not much we can say about it because we should have loved our kids enough. Our mother and father didn't love us enough to tell them, no, we're going to keep them 10 commandments and we'll fight for them. We're going to keep the Bibles in the schools. We're going to keep the prayer in schools. We're going to keep the pastors coming in, explaining God to the kids in schools. No, none of that is allowed. Now it's, let's teach your kids how to, be the sexual perversions that these people that are teaching them are, and we're taking our kids, we're putting them in these schools, and these teachers are so sexually perverted. They've been so sexually, mistreated throughout their college, and even possibly in their youth, they were mistreated because nobody was there to protect them. And now we are not protecting them. But I'm telling you, this day and age, this has got to stop. We have to stop it. We cannot no longer just allow it. These are our kids' lives. This is our future of this country. And we have to make a stand. I mean, there's no more playing the I just want to get along guy or girl. It is over. That day is over. I mean, there is so much out here that we have to start fighting. We have to start fighting, and I mean literally fighting for our lives here. This beast system is becoming so prevalent and throughout everywhere that everyone is just bowing to it. But I'm going to tell you, it would be better for you to fight and die than to bow to this beast, because this beast, it is just the same as taking the mark. If we bow to it, it is just the same as allowing it to happen to us, to our families, to our friends. We have to become stronger. These pastors, these what you would call teachers of God, they're not teachers of God. They're teaching you to bow to this beast. They're teaching you to just get along to get along. They're teaching you that it's better just to live than die. But I'm going to tell you, it's better to die than live, because God is going to judge thee. God is going to see thee, and he's going to say, why did you let my little ones be such perversions? Why did you let what I created for you to be such a burden to me and to this society and to this world that I've given them to? Why did you allow it? And I'm going to tell you, if you keep allowing this, you can't. You have to start fighting. No more. You say fight by law, but you know what? The law is perverted. The law, you can't fight by it. It is meant to make you bow. Everything has been made to make you bow. The law does not hold up your Christian values. The law doesn't hold up your moral values. The law only makes you bow to these laws, these evil laws that they've been placed. The laws are evil.